Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Look, there's no white stuff. Most of it's all melted off today. We are, let me see, we're 53 degrees. So it's mostly melted off. There's a few little patches, you know how it is in the shady areas. But we're about ready to start getting some rain. We've had a few little very light showers, but supposed to start raining all night tonight. Through tomorrow morning, and then the temperature starts dropping off a cliff, and by Sunday it's going to be really cold. And there's part of me that's not complaining about that, in the sense that all this rain, all this snow and ice that we've had, and it's melting off today, it is an absolute muddy mess everywhere. So at least it'll refreeze for a while, but eventually we'll have to deal with it. Because for those of you, especially, I mean, it's a lot of places. It's not just the Ozarks. It's not even just the South. You know, right after you have winter, and it's not spring. It's not winter and then spring. There's actually another season in between there. You have winter with the snow and the ice and stuff, and the freezing of the ground. And then when everything thaws out, then you have mud season. And I dislike that season probably the most. I would almost just rather it be winter and stuff. But you know, what do you do? You got to deal with your mud season. Anyways, I thought about this topic that I'm getting ready to talk about, and I'm trying not to be dramatic and trying not to, you know, instill fear. But I think we may have had confirmation today that the bird flu is going to be the next pandemic. Came out in the news that the United States government has given almost $600 million to Moderna to develop a bird flu vaccine. There's the video. Goodbye, guys. Have a good weekend. No, seriously, $590-some million to Moderna to develop an H5N1 bird flu vaccine. Now, there is already a bird flu vaccine out there. The bird flu has been in existence, not this variant, but there has been bird flus before. That's not that uncommon, but there's many different variations. I don't know the details on this, you know, because the thing is, they may not want to use one of them old style ones. They may want to use the ones that's got mRNA and everything in it. I don't know, but the fact that $600 million, or close to it, enough to it, has now been given to one of the big drug companies to develop this thing, I think it's possible that we could say that it's official. It's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. Without going too far down the I'm going to get canceled by YouTube and get suspended a trail. Boy, I have to be so delicate. I know that a lot of you know that the past big illness and the past cure for the big illness had already been started developing before the illness came out. So anyways, yeah, I think that this is going to be a real thing. And, you know, I said this morning, and I've made other videos recently talking about the economic downturn / collapse, depending on how severe it is, that it's going to happen. I have a strong feeling that it's going to coincide with the H5N1. I mean, think about the last time and how much damage it did to the economy, and people are still suffering from that. Not everybody. I mean, some people have figured out how to make a lot of money, but the average person on the street, by far, looking at the numbers, is doing way worse than they were 5 years ago. And we were strong. We were pretty solid. I mean, not perfect. We were in a lot of debt. You know, we've been in a lot of debt for a long time. But leading up to COVID, economically, the nation was in a pretty solid place for the most part. And we suffered a lot from it, and people suffered. A lot of people lost a lot of things, including lives, but homes, cars, businesses, that sort of stuff. And we're no way have recuperated from that. And if we have another one here soon, a few months away, year at the most probably, it could be extremely devastating. And it may just be that catalyst to bring in the full plan, the digital currencies, the digital IDs, the digital passport thingies. And I'm not convinced that it would be handled dramatically different from the last time. I'm just not. And if this one is really serious and is really deadly, you don't have to really worry about whether or not the government's going to be, hard-handed on you, because the people will be begging for it. They will be demanding it. You better get ready for it. I don't know. I mean, why would they be giving them $600 million to develop a pokey poke for something that's not really that big a deal, or that they're not going to do anything? It's going to be nothing. Like I've been telling you, there's a lot more experts out there speaking out more often about this, that it is getting very close to that point of no return where they can't stop it or whatever, that it's just that it will be a pandemic. And the term pandemic is being used quite often. I don't know that it has anything at all to do with this. Wink, 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 wink. But in a video today, Bill Gates, you know who I'm talking about. Bill Gates met with Donald Trump, and he said he was just so impressed by him, that it was a great meeting, and he was so impressed and look forward to working together and blah 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 blah. I mean, are we going to have another Operation Warp Speed? I don't know. But be ready for this one, folks. I will give you updates as often as I can on this and try to keep ahead of the curve. I think that aside from just having your preps and your health and all that, the next best thing we can do is do our best to try to stay ahead of the curve. Not to jump out too far ahead, maybe too much ahead of the curve, but you want to be somewhat ahead of the curve so that just before everyone does all their panic stuff, you've got everything nailed down and all that sort of thing. So as updates come along, I will certainly bring them to you. But yeah, I tend to think that this is a really big sign that it's probably going to happen. And it just may be the confirmation we've all been wondering. Like I said the other day when I was talking about the bird flu, the human cases are becoming more and more often. There's less and less time between each case, and it's going to get to where there's just a few days, and then a few hours, and then many a day, and then it's out of control at that point. And who knows what's real and what's not? I'm not even going there. Just based on the information that they're selling to the people, because whether it's real or not, in a lot of ways, doesn't matter. It's what the people believe. And if they can convince the people that it's another one and it's way worse than the last thing that, the last cough and sniffles that we had, then you could definitely see a panic reaction. So be ready for it. Keep stocking up. We're nowhere near over with all of this. And if you look at just the timelines and stuff, if there was another big one, that would definitely lead us right into the Great Reset. Something happened over the next year. It takes a couple of years or so, 2 to 3 years to kind of run through the course, kind of like the last one. And that leads us right up to the doorstep of 2030. So, yeah, it could work out just as planned as they have planned. So get ready, get your houses in order, and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.